would say there does need to be some sort of government. There does need to be some sort of regulation. The distinction between a benevolent free market versus just pure capitalism goes back to my point that I say that even though you can't legislate some morality, it doesn't mean that legislation isn't moral. And I believe that all of our laws are based on a morality. And it goes back to what I said in my introduction, that the pursuit of happiness and understanding the definition of happiness as I've described it is, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the secret key, the holy grail to all of this debate and all of this discussion about government. It needs to be honoring and valuing the individual. And there should be no law that puts a price tag on a person. There should be no law that oppresses a person. There should be no law that devalues or undermines that person's ability to express and use their own unrepeatable talent and gift. Now, the question of where do we draw the line, it goes back to what I said about the freedom food chain. And again, one of the hardest challenges for me or for anyone who believes this is reducing it into sound bites that could win you over right now. We're talking about thousands of years of teaching and history being reduced into one little soundbite that can answer your question about what draws the line. But I think that there is one governing principle, and that's what I talked about, the freedom food chain. It's not freedom for the soundbite's sake of freedom for its own sake, because that is when freedom becomes license. And there's a big distinction between freedom and license. License is what leads to tyranny. License is what leads to these abuses, to these violations of the human soul. For freedom for all, there needs to be abridgment of freedom for some. And like I described earlier, that, big screen TV analogy, if you will, it needs to be local. These laws, who decides what's greater and what's lesser, needs to be determined in your community. If you don't like it, get up and run for office. Get up and try to change it, or get up and move out of that community. But it should not be dictated on a federal level. One size does not fit all. The needs of the people in New Jersey are not the same needs as the people who live in the rural plains of Montana. So again, it all boils back to this concept of the unrepeatable, precious, unique dignity of every individual that is not like anyone on earth, and then creating a government that honors and respects and empowers that individual so that they can work hard and fuel the economy. It's all cyclical.